Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are across the world. Welcome to Live a Phenomenal Life Show with Madame Merola. And if you are trying to guess what the Madame Merola is, that is me. Hello, guys. How are you? Yes, I am Madame Merola, and I'm known as the bank creator. That ignites the beautiful and bold, audacious. No excuses, God's masterpiece in you. So it is a privilege and an honor to be able to serve you again with another episode of this show that airs every Monday, GMT plus one time, 12 noon. So this is season 5, episode 30 on this beautiful 16th day of the month of May 2022. So welcome, wherever you're logging in from. I know you're getting the notification that we are live, and I have a guest with me today. So, woo-hoo, phenomenal lady. She's a lawyer, she's a business advocate, she's a network executive. She is also a coach and a business strategist. She is a woman that wears many hats and does it very, very well. And she has a beautiful smile and a positive energy about her. And you guys are going to be able to get from my insights about the topic for today, which is how to achieve personal empowerment. Yes, how to achieve personal empowerment. Don't you love that? That you don't need somebody on the external to empower you. You need to know that you also have the power to be able to empower yourself, to be able to build yourself, to be able to tell yourself that, hey, I can be the best version of myself. And I see people already logging in with us. Oden Onu on LinkedIn. Good day to you, sir. Welcome to Live a Phenomenal Life Show. It's great to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. And I believe this is your first time, so I'm giving you a shout out. Woohoo! Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And if you can just, as you log in, share this video with others. Let them know that something exciting, something great, something beneficial that's going to inspire, empower, and transform them. It's about to go down, and you want them to be part of it. And don't worry, if you're missing the live recording, there's going to be a replay available for you on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube at Madame Merola. So you would not miss a thing, okay? But we love to have you guys join us live so that we can interact with you, so that you can also ask us questions and share your own thoughts and comments about the topic, okay? So it's good to have you guys here. I've got Sono Ruboni Operi Agolo saying we are here also on LinkedIn. Yes, welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. It's awesome to have you guys on LinkedIn. You guys are just phenomenal. Thank you guys. Okay. So as we're waiting for other people to log in as well, my guest is already here. She's waiting to rock and roll with us. I wanted to start to think of our one word for the week. Okay. It is a tradition here on the show to have one word to focus on that will allow you to be able to stay on your lane, to be able to put and concentrate all your energy on the things that you want to achieve this week rather than trying to achieve too many things. It's good to be focused, it's good to have a narrow tunnel vision and say that this is what I need to do. So, one word that would allow you to be energized, to be inspired, and to be focused at doing that thing. What is your one word? Share it with me. I would love to read it on my screen out with the rest of everybody. So, I want you guys to share yours. I'm going to share what mine is so that you guys get to know as well that I also take this same exercise very seriously. Okay. So, my one word for the week is audacious. Okay. I want to be audacious with my goals, with my plans, with my dreams this week. I don't want to be limited in my thinking. I don't want to box myself or box God and what He can do through me and for me. So I want to have a God sized kind of vision. So it takes the audacity of faith and the audacity to go forth and do those things despite the limitations around me to be able to achieve this extraordinary result. So that's why my one word for the week is audacious. Okay. So if you got yours, please share it with me and I would definitely share it on the screen as well with others. Okay. So thank you guys. I'm so excited that you guys are all here already and we're ready to rock and roll. So just go ahead, Share this video with others as I bring onto the screen our guest for today, season 5, episode 30, the one and only Patience Olusuyi. Woohoo! Virtual
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're joining us from, we're connected to you and we can feel you. We can feel you. And thank you for this moment, Madame Merola. I appreciate.
Thank you, sis. It's so great to have you join me here in the studio for this episode. It's an honor and a privilege. And it's also great to be able to catch up with you, right? So thank you so much. Power
Thank you.
women
My pleasure.
doing phenomenal things with our lives. So awesome, awesome,
Yeah,
awesome. Thank you so much for
my
tuning in and
pleasure.
also making the time to join us and to share from your wealth of wisdom about the topic that we have for today, which is how to achieve personal empowerment. Isn't that such a
That's
fascinating thing to talk about?
As in, if I when I saw the topic, it resonated with me because it's something I love to talk about. It's something I do, so I can't wait to just share with so many people. And I hope at the end of the day, God is able to speak to just one person, and this should be able to change his or her life.
I say big amen to that, honestly, because that is what this whole show is about. It's not for it's not meant for everybody, but we believe that one person, somebody, 10 people,
Mhm.
that just by connecting with the right tools and tips and mentors, that your life can be transformed, that you can elevate from where you are to another trajectory in life and become that phenomenal person God has
That's
ordained you to be and start to see
definitely
exceptional results in your life. So, yes.
great.
So it's time for affirmations. I got the affirmation box out. I'm shaking it. There are 52 cards here. And I'm just going to select randomly the 5 cards I'm going to read out. And then Patience is going to share from her own toolbox one affirmation that she uses every day to stay empowered, okay? Because we're sharing with you our own secrets of how we empower ourselves, okay? So one of the things that I do and I do daily is speak affirmations to myself to keep
Hmm.
me in that state of being whereby I believe that I can be who I am created to be.
To
And
be.
because of the fact that there's always so much noise, distraction, things
Hmm.
that can always want to dumb down on your belief state and also on your level of energy and positivity. Affirmation is one of the ways that I ensure that I'm vibing at the right frequency to be able to
Mhm.
stay attuned to the one and continue to command my blessings to come into my life. And I want you
That's
all to also get into that state of being. So I got the 5 cards out
right.
randomly. Let's go. Woo! I'm excited. Yes. All right. The first card says, in life, all things happen for my highest good. Oh, yes. I am a fast learner. I make all experiences work for me. I learn the valuable lessons life offers me to grow.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Woo! What a card. Come
This
on
is
now. I
me.
love that. That card is fabulous. All
I
right.
love
Oh,
that.
we got off to a great start. Second
Yeah.
card says, daily I stay calm and serene. I am
Mm-hmm.
in harmony with my emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens, I maintain my joy and peace of mind always. I remain unshakable. Woo! I love it.
I
Yes,
love this.
unshakable, unstoppable,
That's possible.
unstoppable, undaunted, because I
Yeah.
believe that I'm going to make it. Come on now.
I
The
love
third
this.
card says, I know my true worth. I
Mm.
deserve the best in all spheres of life. I refuse to settle for a mediocre life. I constantly receive the best from life. Woo! Come on now. Yes.
These are
The
powerful.
Oh yes, I love this
Mm.
cards. When I wrote them, I keep telling people that they still speak to me day in, day out. Even though I've written
Yeah.
this cards and it's already over 2 years old, they're still really powerful. The fourth
Yeah.
card says, I receive all the help I require. to achieve my life's vision and goals. I
Hmm.
attract destiny helpers and mentors to help me on my life's journey. Come on. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You
Bang.
people
This
saw
is
me
it.
pick this cards randomly. I didn't pre-select them. This is the power of God at work.
Oh,
That the cards that we
honestly.
need for today is what is showing up just to remind us of what is
Hmm.
available to us as human beings, if only we can tap into the source of the one. And the final card says, I am guided, protected, and provided for by God.
Period.
Everything is all right in my world because I am covered under the shadow of the Almighty. If you love those cards, put your hands together and say, woohoo! Come on now.
Oh my God. Guess what? Like, I wish the time would permit us to actually play my own affirmation for us. Like, everything you've said in these five cards, somehow they're in this daily affirmation. But just
Wow,
let me share the one that every moment I just say to myself. And that's the first thing when I wake up after saying, Thank you, Lord. That's the next thing I tell myself. I am created in his image and I can do all things.
that's right.
Like,
Love it.
once I wake up, I just tell myself that I am created in his image and I can do all things. And that just gives me that inner energy to get ready for the day. And you know what? Boom, there we go.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. I'm putting it on the screen for those of you that missed it and didn't hear it. She said, I am created in his image and I can do all things.
All
Woo!
things.
Come on now. Thank you so much. Wow. Affirmations. They always get me like, all jacked up and buzzing with so much energy. I already have a lot of energy, but when I say those affirmations, it just takes it to another crazy level. And I'm like,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
let's go. Oh wow. So
Like, I'm
amazing. Thank
feeling
you.
the energy, the vibe already. I'm also checking my phone and seeing the online viewers and all of that. That's really, really cool. It's such a privilege
Awesome.
to be here. Trust me.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so
Yeah.
now we've come to the hour whereby you get to share with us a little bit of your backstory in 5 minutes or less, just for us to get a tidbit more about you. Yes, we know you're a lawyer, we know that you're a business strategist, that also through a little bird, I know that you're a network marketer with a beauty company in Sweden. And above all, you're also a coach. So just share with us your backstory. How did you get to this point in your life whereby you are not just empowering yourself, you're empowering other people as well?
Okay. So, thank you for this moment. I want to share my story, and this is my own story. And I know someone will make a difference in his or her life after hearing this. So, I will start from the moment I moved to Abuja, which was in 2015, around June 2015. And I'll tell you why I had to move. So I was in a relationship and I gave my everything into that relationship, and we're planning to marry actually. And we decided that we should have a joint business. I've always been interested in business, being an entrepreneur. In fact, I've always known that I'm not meant to work for someone. And so even while I was in Zenith, I didn't stay there for more than a year and I ran away because it was not just my thing. That was as far back as 2012. You know, people who want to work in the bank, I mean, Zenith for that matter, but I had to leave and all of that. So back to my story. Beautiful relationship, everything was going on so well. And we decided that we should have a joint business. And I agreed. And my own contribution to that business was 3 million naira, and I transferred 3 million naira to the gentleman's account. That was in 2013. And he was supposed to handle the business, do everything that has to do with that business. I'll be monitoring from the back and all of that. Life happens. The gentleman left with my money, and I mean, that was my savings because I just finished serving 2012, and then I just put some money together, to start life and all of that. And the gentleman left, and then the business, of course, did not happen, and I kept moving, pushing myself here and there, trying to pick up my pieces and do a lot of things. And in 2015, I just told myself that I cannot continue to live in the past. Then I was in my parents' house back then in Jalingo, Taraba State. And I told myself I have to pick up my life all over again. And that's how I left my parents' house in 2015 with just 20,000 naira in my bank account. And I went to my friend's place in Lagos and I told her, you don't know what, Nii, I've moved on. And she was like, no, you can't. I said, I have. And I want to start all over. So what next? I said, I just want to look for a job and then start something, but not in Lagos. I don't like staying in Lagos. I only went to Lagos, to catch a moment to myself because I know my friend will be there for me. She understands me and she knows what she could like do to support me. And after spending 1 week in her house, I told her I was moving to Abuja. And she was like, Abuja, you don't know anybody there. I said, I have a friend there. So I called her and I begged her that, see, I'm coming to Abuja. Will you be kind to allow me stay with you for some months until I get my bearing? And she agreed. And that's how I came to Abuja, June 2015. And the first thing I did, I had to go online to look for the top 5 law firms in Abuja. And I wrote application letters to them. And guess what? I did not write a regular application letter. I designed a letterhead, you know, wrote applications, and I used FedEx to deliver those letters to those companies. Now, that's something a normal person will not do. How I got that idea, the Holy Spirit, trust me. And I started doing, connecting with people. I called one of my friend back then in Jalingo and I asked her, do you know anybody in Abuja that owns the law firm and stuff like that? And she told me, oh, there's this classmate of mine. I can connect you with him. One thing led to the other. And I got connected to some persons and I started following them to court for free. I wasn't paid, nothing. I didn't just want to sit at home. So I will always follow them to court. And that's how I got connected with a law firm that needed a lawyer to help them with the law petition back then in 2015 for Akwa Ibom State, which was moved to Abuja because of the security situation there. And I joined those people. We did not negotiate salary, nothing. I was just happy that, I was doing practicing my profession and I was going out of the house every day. Guys, it was from this moment I was able to save the money, and then I saved to be able to get an accommodation for myself. I left my parents. I was just a traveling box with few clothes. Of course, I had to buy clothes and all of that. And the law firm was kind to me, though there was no salary agreement. They were giving me stipends. Some of the members were also giving us cash gifts and all of that. I was very, very prudent. you know, and that's how I started my life. And after the election petition, I got to work with another law firm by referral. So I was there when I got invited by one of the law firms that I wrote application to. And I got there and they told me, Patience, we have over 100 applicants. We only have 2 slots. We wish you the best. Imagine I was interviewed for about 2 hours plus, senior advocates, and after then, that was it. I think it was around November and November 2015, yes, and then in December 2016, I got an email that okay, come for further a discussion, and that's how I got a job with that law firm. No referral, no connection, no godfather, no nobody. and I started work with them on 12th January 2016. And here we are today.
Wow. That bit, just a little bit about your backstory, showing your tenacity and also your level of creativity to be able to say that, okay, what do I need to do to ensure that I am not just wasting my life away despite this huge problem
Lost.
that you had. You gave someone that you trusted your money to start a business together, and the person absconded with it. And you were able to, just say that, let the past go. I'm still alive. I can still do something with my life. And then you ended up getting a job where
Yeah,
hundreds of other applicants who probably had, as you said, connections, Godfather and stuff, were able to apply for the same job. And out of all that, you were the one that was able to get the two slots, one of the two slots that was there.
one of
That's
the
fascinating. Really,
yeah,
really fascinating and also inspiring because I also want to now dig a bit deeper to ask that what was there's something that must have been within you because not everybody would be able to think the way you thought. So I
yeah,
want to dig a bit deeper into the kind of mindsets that you had at that point in time that allowed you to be able to achieve such a great feat because we're talking about personal empowerment. And
absolutely.
your story already aligns the fact that you didn't wait for external validation or help because many other people rely on external empowerment. Oh, I know somebody, I have an uncle, he would
Mm.
put in a word for me. But you did something to ensure that when you got that opportunity, you were able to pass the test. What were some
Yeah.
of the things that you've done, especially with your mindset and attitude to
So
empower
the first
yourself?
thing is in my life, I've always believed that nothing is impossible, like nothing. And like my affirmation, I always believe that I can do all things. And that's because I know that nobody in this world, not even my father and my mother, can love me the way I will love to love myself.
Come on now.
So, with this background, I don't wait for people to do things for me. I go out to do what is within my ability. I always want to show myself forth, and then help can come subsequently. That does not by any means mean that I do not ask people for help. Remember, I had to run to my friend in Lagos. But even before going to her, I already like had in mind what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, what drives me in life is my belief that all things are possible to them that believe in God. So just take that step. And your ability to always live in the present and look forward to the future. Sometimes it's very difficult to let the past go.
That's true.
Very difficult. As a matter of fact, I had friends in the police force that were able to track this young man to his current location by then. Imagine from Taraba, he moved to Akure City. They tracked him even to the house he was living. And all they wanted was just one order from me to pick him up. And I said no. So sometimes it takes grace
That's
to
right.
be able to move beyond your past and also your determination and believe in yourself that the future is far better than where you're coming from.
I love that. I love that. So it's true, no one can believe anything for you more than what you believe in for yourself. So you've
Yeah.
already shown us one of the things that can help us to achieve personal empowerment. So we need to have that self-belief and also have this mindset that all things are possible, that
Yes.
there is no limitation, there's nothing that is unachievable. I like to use what Merola says, that everything is figure outable, that we can always figure things out and we can always work things out.
Absolutely.
So when I heard that, I always say that, oh, it's close to what I always say. I believe that everything is work outable, that I can always
Yeah.
work it out, that God can always give me insights. He can always, bring about the person I need to connect with, make the door
Absolutely.
that has been shut
Mm-hmm.
open just at the twinkle of an eye. So that it's very
Mm-hmm.
necessary. So I know you for a fact to be somebody that has given yourself to lifelong learning. And I know that that has definitely contributed to one of the reasons why you are such a high achiever, especially in the level of personal development. So, what are the things that you know personally that you will benefit from that other people can also benefit from if they continue to invest in themselves in their personal development?
Okay, so talking about personal development, let's start from my belief about being phenomenal in life. Okay, so for me, I've always believed that to be phenomenal is your ability to have total control of your life. Be the one that will take decision about what happens to you. And trust me, God created us in such a way that He has endowed us with everything that we need to be whom He wants us to be.
Mhm.
So for us to be able to achieve that, personal development is very key. Now, I want to start from a stage of people who have already finished our university, you understand, and probably have chosen a career. Now, to be exceptional, to be phenomenal, to be someone that everyone wants to be like, you need to, you need to be able to stand out. And you cannot run away from learning.
That's right.
So, one thing I do is every year I set aside a budget for personal development. And trust me, so far this year, I've spent over 2 million naira on personal development. I know it's crazy, but
No, it's
because
not.
I know that the knowledge I have last year cannot take me to next year. In
Mhm.
fact, it will sustain me to be the better version of myself this year. I need to get more knowledge. I need to meet new people. I need to, move to the next level intellectually before physically getting to that realm.
Mhm.
So I do personal development on leadership. I do personal development on mindset. I do I do personal development on networking. So this year I attended the Advanced Leadership Program by Gottney Leadership Center. That's Dr. Linus Okori in Lagos. Someone asked, "But I mean, this program, they also have the Abuja version. Why did you travel to Lagos to do it?" Networking.
Mm.
I wanted to meet new set of
And your circle of influence.
yes. And also, I attended another program, The Next Voices by Jimmy Tewe. It was
Mhm.
also in Lagos. And then I attended another program by Steve Harris, the Goliath program. Now, all those three programs I've attended, and of course, they're the first and last for the year that I will have to spend money to attend. And I picked them like even from beginning last year. I already told my friends, okay, these are the courses I want to attend, and I started making provisions for them. So please, if you're here, regardless of where you are, either you're an entrepreneur, either you're a career person, either you're whatever you are, please have special budget for your personal development. Look at where you're lacking. And trust me, if you're the type that wants to grow, if you have a growth mindset, you will always know your weaknesses in terms of education, in terms of skills, in terms of relationship building, networking, and all of that. And then get education, train yourself, acquire skill that will bring you up to date to enable you get to where you want to get to.
I love it. I love it, especially when you said that you always have a budget for
Yeah.
personal development. Many people underestimate the power of investing in yourself, investing in your growth, and investing in the things that will take you to the next level. Because each and every one of us is wired and also gifted differently. We
Mm-hmm.
might all not necessarily spend money on the same kind of things, but
Absolutely.
we all need to be able to discover what we need to learn, because many of us have blind spots. We have areas that we have weaknesses at that ought not to be weaknesses, and we must become better at, and not say that, no, 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 I'm not, I can't speak well, and I'm not called to be a speaker, so I'm not going to learn it. In this day and age where we communication is key, how do you
Key.
want to communicate with people? How do you want to be able to interact with the people that you are leading and stuff if you do not know how to effectively communicate? So you have to learn it,
Absolutely.
you have to invest in it.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that, just being very, very conscious of the fact that, hey, look, this is
Being
my SWOT
deliberate.
analysis. Yes, do a SWOT analysis of yourself and say, what are my
Mhm.
strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are the opportunities out there? What are the threats? And what are the areas that I want to focus on? Remember when we started the show, I spoke about the word for the week, about us having focus, that you need to have that focus to drive you and also to be able to channel your energy and resources into. So
Yeah.
that's why I am a big believer of investing in yourself. And that's why we're talking about personal empowerment, because personal
Mm.
empowerment is giving yourself permission to grow, giving
And
yourself permission to evolve, giving
to
yourself
fly.
permission up level, exactly, and doing whatever it takes for you to be able to achieve it. So it's
Absolutely.
not about you waiting for somebody else to give you permission. It's not about you waiting for someone to give you the leg up. You make up your mind and say that, if nobody else in this world is going to help me, I am going to help myself first.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at what is available for me right now
Money
and
life.
make use of that. So
Mm.
if you cannot even start to say, from the little that I have, how can I make it to increase? I always like to use the parable of the talent story, that you were given five, and you look down on that five. You were given three, you are given two, you are given one,
Well
and you
done.
are not finding a way to build that one, to
Mm.
multiply it, to magnify
Absolutely.
it, to
Mm.
amplify it, to build it up into a big oak tree. You're just like, oh, it's just one. It's so tiny, so
Mm.
insignificant. There is nothing
Absolutely.
insignificant
Yeah.
about
Mm.
anything that we already have. And nobody on this earth can say that they have nothing. We all have something. It's
We all
all
have
about
a lot,
what you are
like
looking
a
at.
lot.
Yes, there is
Mm.
no. When I hear people say, "Oh, you don't understand, Madame Merola, I don't have anything," I'm like, "You're not looking well. You're not looking well. If you look very well inside yourself, you will be
Mm.
surprised the
Yeah.
amount of gems that are already within you, the
Mm.
unpolished diamonds, the unrefined gold that is
Cool.
within you, that is
Yeah.
waiting to be refined,
Yeah.
purified, and
Mm-hmm.
then valued by others. You will be
Yeah.
able to see yourself in a different light.
Yeah.
We all have something within us. And that's why
Yeah.
I like that the first thing you said was self belief. And then the second thing that you said is personal development, which I also like to call personal mastery, because I
Yeah.
always say that you need to master yourself. You need to discover your zone of genius and then start to build
Mhm.
on it. That's what I love to call it, that each and every one of us is gifted into, and I like to call them zone of genius. So find
Yeah.
your own zone of genius and then
Mm.
start to work on it, develop it, you know, develop it to the point whereby it's no more in a raw state. It's now cooked, it's now
Mm.
garnished, it's now attractive. And then
Mhm.
after that, don't sit on that level. Tell yourself there is still more. There is still
What to do?
more that I can be. There's still more that I can attain, and keep going. Keep
Mhm.
going. So I want to ask you that, what role has mentors and other leaders played in your role of personal empowerment?
Mm.
Because they say that the words we hear, the people that we associate with, can affect us either positively or negatively. So
Yeah.
when we are on this journey of personal empowerment, how important are the people that we call mentors and leaders that are surrounding us and in our inner circle? to our growth path in life.
Okay, so I want to start by saying that, the journey of personal empowerment starts with different things. So I want to
Mhm,
focus on you. Just pick your path. Where do you want to go? Okay, that select your destination from the beginning. And
mhm,
once you do that, pick a mentor and a coach. Now, this is very, very important. You cannot underestimate the power of a mentor in your life.
mhm,
And let me be quick to add that when we talk about mentor, now mentor can be in two ways. Mentor can be someone you're seeing from afar and you're understanding their progress. And you don't even have a close relationship with them, but because you love them, you love what they do, you just pick them and put them in one corner of your life and keep understanding their life and following their path. Another way mentorship can work is also picking someone you surrender power and authority to help you see things in a better way.
that's right.
For instance, you want to change your job, you go to your mentor and present it to him. And once your mentor said this way, you believe him because you know he will not lead you astray. So
Right
those
on.
are the two ways mentorship works. So sometimes, people mistake, when we talk mentor, they just feel it's someone you're gumming your body with, someone that you just so for me, that's the way mentorship works for me, and that's how it has worked for me. There are some people I call my mentor. I've never met them, I've never spoken to them, but because I watch what they do closely, and
Mm,
I pick the one that are useful to me and duplicate it, and it has worked fantastically for me. Now, the second is coach. Now, if you decide that I want to be a speaker, for
mhm,
instance, you want to look for the best speaker and pay for them to coach you to be like them. A perfect example I always love to cite is the family that I'm following right now when it comes to speaking, when it comes to guiding people. That is the clique of Fela Duratoye, the Catalyst, Kule, and I always forget the fourth person. Now, those are four brothers that always work together. And then they also birth another generation, which is Jimmy Tewe, Steve Harris, Bankole, Tricia Bees, and then Steph Obi. That's another generation. And then this generation are birthing another generation, which I'm part of. Now, a lot of people see me snap picture with those amazing people and wonder, oh, how did you get there? It's because I picked them as a coach. I've seen the results and I want to be better than them. And because
mhm.
they are where I want to be, I believe that they can guide me together. So I pay for their courses, I pay for things that will connect me to them. I don't take their coaching for joke because after God, I see them as the next guide in that line. So please, whatever thing you decide to do in life, you need a coach, you need a mentor. People say experience are the best teachers. I do not believe it. Learn from other people's experiences and be a better person. You don't have to wait till you have an accident before you know how it feels to have an accident. Hear the stories of those who have been involved in an accident and avoid it. That is the role of a coach and a mentor. They've walked through that path and then they've learned through the mistakes from their experiences. So you do not have to repeat the same mistake before being amazing. So please get a coach. Get if you want to grow maybe in a career, for instance, as a lawyer, if I want to become an SAN today, I will look at the senior advocates we have and pick one And sister, I submit myself to your leadership. I want to be a senior advocate. Guide me through. I don't have
Mhm.
to repeat the same damage, the same mistake. Let him teach me his own mistakes so that I don't make them. And then go ahead. That way, one thing a coach and a mentor will do for you is to abridge the processes.
Mhm.
They will make it, instead of you taking 10 years,
Shorter.
you understand? They will give it to you in a lesser period. That is what a mentor and a coach can do for you.
I
And that
love
has
it.
helped.
And yes, and one thing I wanted to add to that is because you're a coach, I'm also a coach, and we all have our area of specialities. The fact that beyond the things that you're going to learn from your mentor and your coach, the ability to put it into application is most
Yeah.
important. Because many times people go for the knowledge, they go for the information, they get the opportunity to have access to mentors and coaches, but do nothing with the information that they've been given.
That's true.
Excuse me. And that renders everything to naught. Why? Because of the fact that it's not about the access that you get that changes your life. It's
Mm-mm.
about the transformation and the result you
Implementing.
get from applying what you've
Mm.
learned and from utilizing that connection. Because you might as well be connected to President Biden right now and not be benefiting in any way because you're not using whatever you are gaining from them. So you can have access to the best. You can get an hour to sit down with Oprah Winfrey, and if you do not use that information, you also get to build a media house that or a talk show that can transform lives, that can change the course of decisions or things made in a nation. It's not going to make any difference. It's just not
Absolutely.
going to make any difference. So one
Yeah.
thing I have learned about personal empowerment is the fact that everything that you have been able to attain, either via listening to somebody, watching a video, getting
Or
access
reading.
to people, if you
Mm.
don't take action
Implement them.
on them, you have just wasted your time and
Wasting your
energy.
time.
It's not
You're not
about, as you
even
said,
for personal
mhm,
empowerment.
you said you took pictures with some of the, and I see people, they do that all the time. You take pictures, you ever say, oh, I attended all these things, and then check the results 6 months down, nothing has changed.
Nothing.
They attend all these programs, and yet they're not implementing any of the things.
Anything. Yeah.
They do not have. So my one word for the week is audacity. You have to have the audacity to say that, okay, I've learned this thing from these people. At least let me put it to test. Let me try it.
Mm.
Well, then see what I can get out of it. Many people will not even try. Many
Yeah.
will start and stop because they're not seeing the result they feel they ought to see
Mm.
quickly. Because that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing, patience. Your name is patience, and we need to have patience on this
Absolutely.
journey of personal empowerment because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, the roadmap for everybody and the time frame is so different. How long it will take you is different from how long it will take me, and is different from how long it will take another person. So when we
Mhm.
compare our journey with other people, we lose foresight
In fact, it's not
as to what
necessary.
we lose foresight, and then we lose the strength and the conviction to continue because we're like, we were in the same class. How come this person has already gone further than me? How come this person already is making this, and me, I'm still stuck here? And then you become depressed and disappointed, and you say, oh, maybe I should
Sorry.
go and try something else. Yes. So I found that another thing that really, really can be a challenge for people on this journey of achieving personal empowerment is lack of patience. They
Yeah.
want to they want to blow the African parlance that they use. They want to blow now, now, now. It's a microwavable thing. Put in the thing and get the results today, today, today. Forgetting that there is a process and a step, and that we all are running our individual races. It's not a competition. So don't look at what another person did, and the person told you it took me 3 months, and then you put that as the yardstick that it must achieve that same result too in 3 months. And if it doesn't happen in 3 months, you're like, oh my God, oh, it's not happening for me. No, no.
Let me
You
just
need to
add
have
to
the
that.
tenacity to continue to
Yeah,
believe that your own time too is going to come as long as you're doing the right things.
yeah. So one thing I like, if you heard me from beginning, I said, like, I have a budget and I have the
Mm-hmm,
courses I want to attend. So for the rest of the year, I'm not attending any program anymore. It is now time to implement and bring
mm-hmm,
forth results. In fact, someone reached out to me yesterday. Not okay, he didn't reach out to me. I attended his brunch program, and he said, "Okay, patient. So why don't you pay for those my particular course, my particular program? Just one day, this." And I told him, I said, "Sir, I'm done with acquiring knowledge for the year. I just want to implement."
mm-hmm.
So, in the journey of personal empowerment, trust me, sometimes some of us we gather so much knowledge that our brain even gets blocked,
That is it.
and we do not.
Information overload.
Yes, you do not execute. You don't even know when to stop learning. You don't know when to implement. You don't know when to ask questions. You don't know when to just pause and evaluate. Are you
Mm,
making progress or not?
very true.
So, personal empowerment is step by step, and we need to be willing to pay the price. It's not
Mm-hmm.
easy, but at the end,
Yes,
the result will pay off.
that is it. Personal empowerment, as I always say, is that your result speaks for itself. That it's what you input, you will see the output. So
Output.
it's not about telling us with your mouth what you have imputed inside. It is
Let's see the
when the
result.
output comes out that we will be
Yeah.
able to know exactly how much
Yeah.
you have imputed within. Because
Mm.
you can say, I've done this, I've done that. Let us see the result. The
The
output
result.
is what
Out.
matters. The
Mm.
output is what matters. So I always tell people it's not about the inputs. You can, if you like, impute everything and anything. What output are you bringing out?
What happened?
What is the
Yeah.
output? What are the results, that
Mm.
people can be able to see and say, wow, for a truth, this is true about this person. And
Yeah.
going back again to this belief of jumping and not staying true at stuff because they're not seeing the results. It's so important. And when people hear, oh, fifth season, I've done over 250 episodes of a show, I said it's because I have conviction, and
Mm.
also I have direction. Before I had my first episode 5 years ago, my
Mm.
mentor called me, sat down with me, and said, "This is the way you should go. This is what your end game should be." So I already had the end in mind from the beginning. Then,
Absolutely.
as I always say, that by two or three things, a matter is established. I was in a bookshop and I was just browsing, and then my spirit led me to pick Inspired Living by John Maxwell. I flipped the
Mm.
book open to a particular page, and the page I opened to was exactly the same thing that my mentor had said. So I did not need any other conviction than that
Conviction.
for me to start this show. I started
Mm.
it in my sitting room with just two phones. I had zero clue of how I was going to continue. I just knew that it was laid in my heart heavily, and I said, let me start. Once I
Mm.
start, the rest will come.
It will
And
figure
that
it
was
out.
how, sorry?
I said the rest will figure itself out.
The rest will figure it. I said the rest, my own is to obey first the command that I got within me. And so
Mm.
I've stayed at it for 5 years, and I will continue to keep going on and on and on. I don't have sponsorship. I don't, but the fact that I have something committed into my hands and to be perseverant about it and to know that, okay, this is what I have to give back to people to be able to empower them, to be able to inspire them, you do it. So because
Yeah.
we're looking at somebody else's platform and say, this other person has 1,000 people showing up at their own event and this and that, then you are discouraged. You don't do your own thing. I look at you as that slothful steward that was given the one talent and decided
One
to bury
talent
it. Yeah,
buried.
because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when you cannot manage what you have now and show your faithfulness, how do you want to be able
That you want
to
more. Yeah.
I don't understand it. Who is going to even empower you with more? Because when they look at it, they say, but you started and stopped now. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine me now applying for grants or whatever for my show and stuff. They look at it and say, this person has shown up
Be consistent.
every single Monday for 5 years, for God's sake. This is a serious person. But it's personal empowerment. I speak to myself, I encourage myself. It's not every day I feel like showing up on every Monday. There are days I'm not even feeling well. There are days that are public holidays and everybody's enjoying themselves, and I'm busy worrying about showing up, you know, creating a show. But that is part of the price we have to pay. Many of us want the prize, but we don't want to pay the
To pay
price.
the price.
We don't. We just want the prize that comes with it, the accolades, the awards, the money, the prestige, the influence. But we
Mm,
don't want to pay the price to get there. We just see the externals of all the success of other people, but we don't understand what they've done in the background. We don't understand the thing they are still having to sacrifice and do to maintain and even increase the level of understanding and awareness and input and greatness within them, just so that they do not become irrelevant, so that they do not become replaced, so that they do not become yesterday's old news. So there is
mm,
still a price we have to pay for greatness.
that's
And that's where personal empowerment comes in play. And that's why
mm,
we must be continuous learners. You can never say,
of-
I've arrived. You
yeah.
arrive when you are in your coffin. That's when you can say you have arrived. When you're dead, you have
This one is
arrived. Mm. Yeah, then you can say, yes, I give up. I'm done now. I've
right.
arrived. You don't arrive until you breathe your last breath on this earth. As
Yeah.
long as you're still alive, I don't care how old you are, you still
Mm,
have the capacity to grow. You still have the
mm,
capacity to be able to inspire. You still have the capacity to be able to transform. You still have the capacity to influence. You still have the capacity to
okay.
change somebody else's life, to bring somebody else's dream to reality, to even empower yourself to a new level. You can still keep going. You can
Mm.
still keep going. And I love the fact that we're shaking all the myths and breaking all those things that say, when you reach a certain age, it's retirement. Retirement for who? I
Who
retire
is
when I die.
retiring?
I
You can't
retire
even.
when I die. I'm not going to retire until I die.
Yeah. If I'm
So I
talking
am
about
going to be
that,
healthy and sane enough in my mind. I will keep speaking. I will still keep speaking.
talking about that, I tell myself always that someone's pick is another person's starting point. So you don't ever think you've arrived. If you feel, oh, okay, I've reached the peak of my career,
Mm-hmm,
someone else is starting at that peak you call your own, like that place you call your own peak.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
another thing that have kept me going is the fact that never think it's too late to start.
That's right.
See, when I started all over again, on a good day, I would have checked my age. Oh, where will I start from? But you know what? If you're not able to start at 20, please start at 30. If you miss it at 30, start at 40. If you miss it at
Mhm.
40, start at 50. The point is start wherever you are.
That's right.
Always start wherever you are. Don't look at another person's progress. Don't compare. You see, that spirit of comparison is the beginning of failure. Know that you are different, you're unique, and your life is different from another person. Look at
Mm-hmm.
the owner of KFC. See when he
Colonel
started.
Sanders, yeah.
Yes. Imagine if he said, "Oh no, at this age, 65, where will I start from?" But he
That's
started.
right.
And today, all of us, people are looking for KFC franchise. So just start where you are.
That you've said it all, because no matter how old you think you are, no matter how, I always say that you're never too young to begin, and you're
Mm-hmm.
never too old to begin.
Absolutely.
Because people say, no, the person is too young to start a business. I says who? I'm already too old to start. And I'll say who. So I always say you're never too young to start and you're never too old to start.
Yeah.
Whatever point that dream comes to you and is just pulling at you, and you see that opportunity, start.
Mm.
So I
Just start.
encourage. I'm a parent of teenagers, and I always say that, look, if my daughter tells me she wants to start a fashion business now, I will not discourage her. I will say that
Mm-hmm.
okay, based on how you're going to be able to manage it with school and stuff, we can start from, because you don't know where this person is going to reach by a certain period of time, and the kind of other people she would influence as well to become teenage entrepreneurs. So
That's right.
when we look at people and we're like, no, 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 there's a time for everything. I would say yes, there's a time for everything, but then also there is something you can do right now
You are.
that will speak greatness and speak in your future. So
Mm,
never ever give up on yourself. And
mm,
also, one key thing I want to mention that can be something that holds other people back
mm,
is two fears: fear of failure and fear of success. So there are people that they're afraid that, oh, what if it doesn't work? Or because something went wrong in the past, they're not willing to try. They're not willing to put their foot into the water again. It's so
mm,
important for you to be able to say that, okay, I failed in the past. What are the
mm,
lessons I need to learn? And then
mm.
take it with me and move forward.
Yeah.
You could have been stuck in the past and said that, hey, I gave somebody 3 million naira and the person decided to run away with my money. Where am I going to start from again? I am never going to do any business again. I'm never going to do this. But then you are the same woman that is into network marketing with Oriflame, that you
Yeah.
have been able to get to director. You won a car. What are you
Yeah.
now?
Diamond Director. I got to
Diamond
Diamond
director?
Director, yeah.
Yeah,
So
diamond
talking
director,
about
you got a car and all those things.
I've
So that
traveled
is, yeah.
internationally with even with my mom and siblings, for free.
Oh, so I'm just mentioning one part. Oh, the fear. Those of you that didn't hear what happened to her, I'm telling you now. She gave somebody that she trusted, was in a relationship with 3 million naira, and the person
Mm.
ran away with the money.
After
That did
you
not stop her. After, when she was young, oh. So not like she did not go and bury herself in the sand and kill herself. She's still the same woman that chose to say that let go of that
mm,
disappointment. Okay. Excuse me. The
sorry.
second thing is fear of success. I say that
Mm,
some people don't even understand that some people are afraid of success. Oh, what if I get there and then I don't know what to do? And
to
then
do
so
next.
it's like, is it not too much? Is this dream not, is this success? Is this money? Is this fame not going to be too much for me to handle? So some
Mm,
people are afraid of failure, some people are afraid of success.
yeah.
So you need to be able to tell yourself that whatever you need to be empowered
Mm,
to attain the height of success, and
mm-hmm,
also to get rid of that fear, or to live with the fear and do it anyways, that God will grant you the enablement and the grace. Many of us have attained many things in life, even though we were fearful. But then we
mm,
remember that God says, do not be afraid, be courageous, be bold. So we chose to go forward, even when our knees were shaking, even when we were not sure of where we're going to land. We still took that step of faith and we still were courageous enough with the fear. So we did it in spite of the fear, in
mm.
spite of the fear. And I always say that if you're going to think of the worst case scenario in life, also think about the best case
That's,
scenario of that situation and tell
that's
yourself
right.
that, hey, it's either A or B. So if I land on the B, which is the best case scenario, fantastic. And that
That's
will
right.
allow you to give yourself that leeway to be able to even experiment and go for it. Many of
Yeah.
us are holding ourselves back. There's
Mm,
nobody in your village that is holding you back beyond your own limiting self and your own fear and your own inhabitations that says, hey, I don't. Every day you just sit down, worry, party, hey, my neighbors will think this, that will think that. Why are you worried about what everybody else is going to say
mm.
instead of just living your life? So I wanted to mention those two things as some of the things that can affect you from actually achieving personal empowerment: fear of
Empowerment.
failure and fear of success. So,
Yeah.
Patience, mention one for us before we get to the fun part and end the show. It's already 59 minutes.
Okay, fine. Okay, so I just want to quickly, I'll just mention one with my own story. So remember, I got a job, right, with
Yes.
one of the best law firms here in Abuja, actually. But guess what? I resigned from that job in 2018. which is
Okay.
one thing people are like, it's related to fear. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
could have said, if I leave this job, what next? But because I got to a level that I told myself I'm supposed to be ahead, this
Yeah.
place is not taking the kind of energy that is in me. I want to be better. I gave up that job. And that's when I focused on my entrepreneurial journey. And it's been an amazing. I've never looked back since then. In fact, when I wanted to resign, my boss said, "Why don't you take a leave of absence, go and explore, and come back?" I said, "No. If I do that, I won't face the future with all tenacity."
That's right.
So, one thing that holds us back is self awareness. When you don't know what you carry, you don't know your competence, you don't know your energy, you don't know how much you can achieve by yourself. Trust me, it will always hold you back. It will not allow you to know when to take the next baby step.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to get to a level that you know yourself for who you are, who you want to be, and the ability and willingness to achieve that which you really want to achieve.
Spot on. It was like you knew what I was about to say next. Honestly, you are just spot on with that statement. Self awareness is so vital because I wanted to lay a caveat down that we've talked about personal empowerment. We talked about the fact that, yes, even on your journey of personal empowerment, you need to have coaches, you need to have mentors. But I also wanted to lay a caveat down to say that on this journey of having mentors and coaches, be mindful of the fact that you are not supposed to be a clone of your coach or your mentor.
Mm,
Every one of us has our own unique essence, and that is paramount above every other thing. So you
mm,
might be able to duplicate their steps, but for God's sakes, don't try and sound like, look like, and live like
mm.
Patience Olusuyi or Madame Merola. I have many people that I mentor, and when they say, "Oh, I want to be like you, Madame Merola," the first thing I say is, "My earnest prayer for you is that you will never be like me, but you will be the very best, highest version of
Of
yourself
yourself.
because you are a masterpiece. You are
Absolutely.
unique. You are one of a kind. The
Mm,
world can never have another version of you
of
again
you.
in this lifetime. So why
That's
should you want to be another
something
version of another person? You cannot be better than me in being me. So
mm.
why should you
The
want
best you
to be
can
like
be
me?
is a fake
It's a
version.
copy version. Copy version. You will always be second grade version of Madame Merola because they'll say, "Why are you trying to sound like her? Why are you trying?" Because they'll keep on referring, "Oh, you remind me of Madame Merola." No, they should say that you remind me of you.
Of
They
you.
don't need, and you don't need somebody else to be attached to. Be
Mm-hmm.
yourself. The only person that should take glory and honor for your existence in life is God Almighty, the one that created you, the one that predestined you, the one that added all the gift, the talents, the
Everything
quirkiness, the
into you.
all the things that makes up you in your fullness God expression. That is who
Yeah.
you ought to be asking for guidance the most. So I
Mm.
needed to put that caveat out there because I'm seeing a lot of it, and it is disturbing that
It is.
many people are okay with
Mm.
the fact that people want to emulate them even down to the last T. And I don't think
Yeah.
that is
That
right.
is that is
We can replicate processes, but please
absolutely.
live as your own unique self. You are a bang, I say, beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece, one
Mm.
of a kind, one of a kind.
Mm.
Coaches and mentors are to guide you,
Guide.
and you are
Guide.
not a clone of them. They can
Mm.
guide you, they can lead you, they can give you insights, they can show you the way, but they are not the way.
Mm.
They must never take the place of God in your life.
God in
And they
your
must
life.
never
That's
take
right.
away your uniqueness factor. When somebody
Mm.
starts to tell you that, oh, remove this, remove that, to the point that nobody can see you again, please, I give you
Run.
full permission to just as
Run.
I give you, tell them, Madame Merola said run. Even if it was me that was your coach or your mentor, please run. The day I start to tell you that, oh, do it the way I'm doing it, say it the way I'm saying it, look the way I'm looking. Why?
Mm-hmm.
You are not me. I am my own unique crazy self, and I will continue to be my own unique crazy self to the day I die. And I love it. So please do you 100%. Do you,
Yeah.
and always go back to the source, the
Yeah.
one that created you.
Rated
When
you.
you are in doubt, when you get an advice that does not align with you in your spirit and stuff, please go back to God, because we are
Mm.
all human beings. We can make mistakes. We can say some things that might not be exactly right for you. Go
Yeah.
back to the source so that you can be sure that where you are going is the right path. Okay? So I hope you guys have been blessed about this journey of achieving personal empowerment. It is so, so vital for you to
Mm.
be able to unlock the treasures within you. Because look, many times we think that what we need is outside when we don't know that we already have so much loaded within us that is waiting to be birthed, that is waiting to be unearthed. So it is your job, nobody else's job. Patience and I cannot believe for you. We cannot do the work for you. You have to do the work yourself. Even if we
Yourself.
give you access to all the best informations and all the secrets to growth and personal development and attaining mastery in life, if you don't do the work you have to do, you are not going to be able to enjoy the benefits and the results that comes from doing the work. Okay. So no matter what you hear today, make sure that you take one or two or three of the tips and say, okay, how am I going to implement this in my life? That's how you begin to see yourself up leveling, growing, and as Patience said, soaring higher in life. Why?
Mhm.
Because there is no glass ceiling. The sky is not the limit. We are limitless and we can go as far as we dare to believe. It's all
Mm.
about how much we dare to believe. If you can
Yeah.
see it, you can believe it, you can achieve it. That is a
That's
fact. Many people are living testimonies of it. Patience is a living testimony of it. I'm a living testimony of it. We dare to believe and we are living our dreams. We are living our best lives. And our best life keeps on moving the goalposts
getting
because there's
better.
a new best to attain. So our best of 3 months ago is not our best in December. And
Mm.
our
Mm.
we will not stay at that level. We will keep growing. We will keep attaining and raising the bar. Why? Because we are not static in life.
That's right.
We are not held to a standard that is not continually improving. Our God is dynamic. Everything is growing and improving. So therefore, we cannot rest and say that, I have reached this mark. So therefore, I can rest now. No, you rest when you're in the grave. You keep going, you keep building, you keep learning, you keep on learning, and you keep being the better version of yourself. So I'm going to ask Patience some fun questions and then we're going to end the show. All right. So first question I'm going to ask is, Patience, what is your favorite color?
Yellow.
Yellow. Yeah. The first day I met you, you were wearing yellow. So no wonder we're the yellow family. It is and I was wearing yellow too
Yeah.
that day. Yes. Yellow, yes. Okay, so
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
the whole connection now. Yes, yellow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Favorite food? One
Plantain.
local dish, one inter.
Plantain.
This is
Local or
becoming unreal now.
international.
This is becoming unreal. Plantain is my favorite food as well. This is
I
becoming unreal. So this that's what I said. Seriously. Okay, now
like plantain. I can
plantain.
eat plantain anytime, anywhere, anyhow. The only type of plantain or the only way they prepare plantain that I've never tried is bole. I don't know for what.
Really? I've
Honestly, I've never
eaten
tried.
plantain in every form and manner and shape and whatever
I've
it can come.
eaten it except bole. Everyone,
Ah,
even when I was in Port Harcourt, they said Port Harcourt is the hot patience, right?
um,
I couldn't. But
I am
plantain
my own
anytime.
is fried plantain. I can die because of so my nickname was Dodo. Growing up, because my father would say, how can you eat plantain in the morning, plantain, they have to plantain and night till you're happy. I
Yeah,
said,
I can do that.
some people even know that when they've offended me, you see that they go and look for life. But then I said, let me go have a pizza with plantain.
They can't order for food without plantain. Is that bad?
No, no, it's crazy. This is amazing. So we have a lot to discuss after the show. Okay. So
Huh?
favorite city that you've visited in the world?
Paris.
Oh, awesome. Okay. And why? Why is it your favorite city?
I mean, it's a city of love. Everything in that city speaks love. Like everywhere. You can't even move an inch without seeing lovebirds. People holding their
Wow.
heads, beautiful flowers, beautiful. When I went to Paris, you see that Eiffel Tower we see in picture that looks like
Eiffel
a
Tower,
city.
yeah.
Do you know, I climbed to the peak. I wanted to see the whole beautiful city of Paris. I'm that crazy.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I love
Lovely,
Paris.
lovely.
Yeah.
If you were to write a book that will come out in the next 2 months, what would the title of the book be?
This is crazy because I'm actually planning to write one very soon. So, but I've not agreed on the title.
Okay, so
But
so just give it a
so
title.
if it's going to be any title, it will be Being Me.
Okay, I
But
like
of course,
that.
that will not
Being
be the
me.
title. But because I always love everything that talks about being you, your real self, your real version at any time. You can emulate from others, but never deviate from being you. Because that is what will give you the true happiness. So that would be a title.
You're
Being
speaking my
me.
language. You're speaking my language.
Oh, really?
Because everybody knows me. I say it every single time. That look, once you are just not being yourself, you're not being true to who you
You're
are.
not being
Or
anybody.
you're living an imposter life. I keep saying it,
Yeah.
and I say living a phenomenal life is about being your truest, highest self, and
Being
that
authentic. Mm.
is what it means to you. It's not about what anybody else says. It's about you living the life that you desire, being yourself, and just
Mm.
doing what brings your soul and sets everything about you alive. So
That's
it's not about what other people think. It's about you knowing that this is me being myself. Okay. So final question. Final question. If you get an opportunity to spend 1 hour alone with anybody in this world. So
right.
you can pick anybody to spend 1 hour one-on-one time with, to be able to ask them questions and anything you want to find out. Who would that person be and why?
Oprah Winfrey. She okay, so we're born the same day, 29th January. Oh yes.
Interesting.
And from childhood, like what the moment I got access to TV, I started watching her show. I've read her
Mhm.
story over and over. Her life inspires me. So she's one of my mentors that I said I've never seen or met. I love that woman. She's everything like everything I love. Is it her passion? Is it her dedication? Is it her love for nature? Her love for human being? Her love for transformation? She's just a mini goddess for me.
So we have another thing in common again. We have
Oh
a
wow.
common mentor. So there we go.
Interesting. So we
Oh,
have a lot to
goodness.
talk. I think after that we need to have a lunch because now I'm not
Okay.
finding these similarities.
Okay, so now the final thing is actually a statement. So we've been talking about personal empowerment. So, and I always say that I always have the end in mind for whatever I do, which allows me to be intentional. We all know that there's going to be a day we're all going to die and leave this world. And so I'm also intentional about what will my legacy statement be that will be put on my tombstone so that anywhere in the program it will be there. It's not what people will write, it's about what I said about myself and about what people will be able to say, okay, her life aligned with it. What would
Mm.
your legacy statements be?
I lived and made impact.
I love it. I love it. Simple and it just makes sense. So anybody
Yeah,
that is either they say I agree or I don't disagree or I disagree, this is their business.
I lived and I made impact. I'm happy. I'm good.
So the fruits thereof will speak to the lives of the people that you've touched. And when we
Absolutely.
have that statement in our mind now, we live every day with intention that if I can impact one, two, three, and they can also see themselves in such a way where they can impact other people as well, then that's just awesome. So for me, my legacy statement is herein lies the bank creator. that impacted, ignited lives to their God
Wow.
ordained legacy and dreams. That's it. That's
Awesome.
it. If you can live your God ordained legacy and dreams because of something I said or something I did, I'm a happy woman.
I love
I'm a
that.
happy woman. All
I love
righty.
that.
So
Thank you
we have
so
come to the end of the show. We went 14 minutes over, but it was 14 minutes well worth it, ladies and
We're so
gentlemen.
sorry.
No,
Please.
we're not sorry actually, because at the end of the day, we believe you you've gotten value from it. So patients might be sorry, but I'm not sorry that I've taken 14 extra minutes of your life, because we've given you value. We've spoken from our hearts, and we really, really desire for you to be the best version of yourself, to keep growing and to not limit yourself in any way. So we want to wish you a beautiful remainder of the day, Monday, and that you should go with this energy and vibe into the rest of the week, believing that you can soar as high as you dare to believe. Don't hold yourself back. Keep going forward and keep living a phenomenal life always. My name is Madame Merola, and I am the bank creator that ignites the beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece in you. And with me today has been the one and only Patience Olusuyi. I hope you guys have been blessed. If you want to catch up, get to know more about what Patience is all about, follow her on Instagram at Patience Olusuyi, just the way her name is spelled on the screen. And then you can find out how you can be mentored or coached by her. And of course, you know how to be able to reach me or find out more about me. Visit my website, www.madamemerola.com. Follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, any social media out there. Just type in Madame Merola. I am the one and only that exists in the world, and you'll be able to find me. And I would love to be your coach to help you dig out the gold within so that you can shine brighter and do you 100% unapologetically. So next Monday, take care of yourself and remember, be good to you always. God bless you all and bye. Thank
Bye.
you, everybody. Whoops.